Now I want to talk about the album, Revival. Now, the first two singles, of course, Good For You and Same Old Love. Good For You is a very sexy, sultry sound, and it was that new sound we had gotten from you when we first heard it that we were kind of like, all right, is this the route, the music's gonna, is this how it's gonna sound? Is this a different overall sound for her together? And then you get Same Old Love, and it's a little bit more up-tempo poppy. So the whole album, and correct me if I'm wrong here,
Sure.
I'm gonna say somewhere between rhythmically sensual and empowering pop. Would that be a good breakdown?
Yes.
Yeah? Can we
I
quote
need to
that?
use that
We're
for
gonna
my
quote
next
that.
interview.
Right?
That's exactly what it is.
That's the sound. I mean, and then I take the first two singles, and that's where I get it from. And then you listen to the rest of the album, and it's all about your growth and your maturity.
Thank you.
Hands to Myself, Sober. The writing is just so much different than what it ever was for you. Mm-hmm. What was the process going through with this album, not only changing the sound, but also your growth as a person? Not just a pop star anymore. You're an artist.
Thank you.
Yeah, so was it hard to transition?
Yes, of course, because you have the weight of the world on you, and you do, I had a lot of people not wanting to think I could do it,
Right.
They were almost saying and already projecting it onto me. And when I spent the year working on this record, there were moments where I was a complete wreck. I was like, I am getting way too in my head. I don't know what I'm going to say. What if people don't like the way this is coming out? And then I had to realize that I had to make it for me. I went to Mexico, and it was the first time that I had ever experienced any sort of body shaming stuff. And I had this whole revelation. I was like, I want to be heard. This isn't fair. Why is everything I do something else?
Right.
And I put that into my music. So every single session I went into, I was like, this is where I am. This is what I want. This is what I need. This is how we're going to do it. Like how I want to say this, what I want to talk about. And then other days I'd go in the studio and I'd have nothing to say. So then it was just about taking time with myself, exploring where I was, being emotional, being empowered, feeling weird about certain things. I truly wanted it to be authentic. And hearing you say that, and hearing people that I love and know say, this is you, I hear you in it, could not be any crazier.
It's so true because, being in radio and working with music on a daily basis, I hear a lot of the same stuff over and over. But this isn't the same from you. It's a completely different sound from you. So compliments to you on that.
Thank
and
you.
Congratulations. Not trying to suck up. Literally, I meant that. I have to talk about Sober.
Okay.
Because I think people, when they hear it, they're going to think, or people that have heard it, I think instantly they think it's about a specific relationship. It's about one person. But I don't think it is.
No.
I'm going to go with it's about all relationships, not just love, but also friendships, right?
No, here's the thing.
And social awkwardness.
Sure, but here's the thing. People don't want to feel things.
Oh,
Sometimes
deep.
sometimes you want to run away from your feelings. And then you get complicated because you don't understand what it is you're feeling. You have to sit down and feel the emotions you're feeling. And I think that ultimately is what Sober is about. It's whatever context you want to put it in, whatever you want to apply it to your life, that's what it's about. It's
Right.
about that feeling that you get. And it's kind of like the Since You've Been Gone vibe too. It's just, there's anger in that. There's frustration in that for sure. But ultimately, that's at the end of the day what you have to do. It could even be referring to myself. You have to understand where you are in your life, to have an inner dialogue, take care of yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Of course, and I want to get to Hands to Myself because you talk about the writing. Best line is the metaphorical gin and juice. That's probably my favorite line in the entire
Yay.
song. What kind of frame of mind were you in when you were coming up with some of these lyrics? Because again, completely different than anything you ever had before.
So it was really fun. Hands to Myself and Me and the Rhythm were the last songs on the album. So Good For You already came out. The album was about to go into mixing, and Justin Tranter...
So when we talked last time, those songs weren't done?
Exactly.
Wow.
So Justin Tranter, Julia Michaels, who wrote Good For You, we went into the studio. It was doing so well. And at this point, we were like, we got the album. We're fine. we felt confident. And I just had this sass about me. I felt really good about myself. And we went in, and it was just like, Julia's like, what are girls not doing? Like, what is that vibe that, girls haven't touched on? And she's super about the masculinity and feeling like you're equal to a guy, and kind of had a little Prince vibe in it. It started with a cup. We were banging on the desktop with a cup, and just kind of started stemming from there. And then Me and the Rhythm came out of that as well. It was just about me letting loose. I felt really great about myself.
Well, overall, a fantastic album, Revival. Go get it if you don't have it yet.